Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. There are some more things I needed to show about the commander building of the 38H, but it was getting too long, so I decided I would wait and do another short video so we're not crushing people. And I'm going to show you some other examples of commander building. We're going to show, just for interest, kind of a bunch of mismatched things that aren't specifically 38H, but I guess the biggest part of this is going to be based on 38H. So that's why I'm showing you my 38H crew builder. Like, I took my 6 skills that I had in the commander that was in the previous video yesterday, and I swapped those off to another commander, getting 3 to start with, and I'm going to build these 3 into another 6, off and on. It's a side project. You play a handful of games here. You might play 5 or 10 games a day. But over time, bingo, you have a butt-kicking commander, which you've already seen. And I'm going to show you another butt-kicking commander that came straight from the 38H. But first, please leave a like for this video. It would help spread the word. Consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed. It'll be a lot easier for you to get those daily notifications of the different videos that I make. And there's a lot of good stuff that you're going to see here and there. Of course, everybody has different preferences. And I do different kinds of videos, so there's multiple types of appeal. So now, let's go look and see. Let me show you this commander that I have previously trained in this vehicle. So, we're going to click on the old commander bar, and there he is right here, the Warhammer guy. Now, look at this guy. He's one I trained in this tank and built up, and I took him out after I got the skill slot unlocked, but I didn't fill it because I wanted to do that in a video so you could see kind of how it was going and how the process kind of works. Now, this one was really set up as I normally do. Now, this was a 3-star commander, so he had 3 slots to start with. And this guy got the basic 3 to me. Quick learner, the rapid reload, and the steady aim. Now, I saw this other guy's video where he actually went and did a very long, dry, and boring, but correct analysis of the quick learner. It was that guy, you probably have seen some of his videos, Slap-a-Fish. Now, the reason I don't do that kind of video that he did is that he expended a lot of, to me, now, my background comes from advanced math and advanced science. So I thought the work he did was a little extra for what my eyes obviously told me. But like I said, he was absolutely correct. So I don't want to insinuate in any way that he wasn't right. He did it the old way. And that is, he went and tracked all of the stuff and did the best calculations that he could based upon the results. And every game result is subjectively different because you don't play the same tank with the same commander the same way twice in a row or twice ever. Apples to apples. It's always going to be a little bit more one, a little bit less the other. But within that context, he nailed it. The quick learner is absolutely worth its weight in gold. It is correct to say that you do score more faster if you use the quick learner. Now, in the beginning, since you're blowing your first skill on something that really does nothing for you, it can be inconvenient, which is why I do it myself on my artillery, because it has the least effect there. On the 38H, man, you haven't played 38H till you've played a brand new commander with a quick learner only. It's El Stinkerooski, okay? So his video, like I said, the only reason I don't do a video like that is I have tried doing videos like that, but I'm doing the video and it's like, oh man, this thing is going to be super boring. And it is super boring. But that's why I don't do it. I throw those away. I go, yeah, you can't do this. I want to rely on the eye test. Besides, like I said, I am from that analysis schooling, so I knew it was correct. He knew it was correct too, but he wanted to prove it decisively, which he did. And I have to say, we want to give him 100% credit for that. But man, that video is very dry and very boring. So the thing is, what happens as you go through the building of your commander is that you'll notice it. You'll notice it when you're running a 38H with the experience bonus and the 3-star commanders. That 100%, 50% for the tank, 30% for the commander, like this guy, 10% for the rations, and 10% for the quick learner. It goes fast. It's the fastest it can physically go is the key. I used to run these type of missions for long hauls. I would just save them for long hauls because I'm doing at least 2 things at one time. Okay, and that's the trick. The trick is not to get bogged down. Now, you can't do long hauls with tier 2s anymore, so that's out of the question. But my artillery tier 3 can still do long hauls and build commanders. Jackpot. So that's what I was doing there. But I still run these missions because there's nothing faster. You can run about 10 38H commander missions an hour on average. Depending, you're going to have some long games, some short games. You might get a few extra short ones here and a few extra long ones there, but it's going to basically, it's going to average out to being right close, maybe a little more than 10 per hour, maybe like 10.1, maybe 9.9, whatever it is. Okay, it's going to be in the ballpark of 10 for most players. Now, if you're a lesser skilled learning player, it'll be a little bit less, but it's still the fastest. It doesn't matter how good you are. This, when I say something is the best or the fastest, that'll be for every skill level, unless there's an obvious difference, and I would try to say that. Once again, I'll just mention this before. One thing you can be sure of, whatever I tell you is the best information I have. I might make a mistake, but I'm never lying. That's all you have to really know. So let's go down to the second level. So after I got the top 3 in there, which is the basic ones for me, Born Leader. Born Leader increases reload speed, increases accuracy, and also increases the vision on your tank. Very, very critical. The rations and the fan will do the same thing as Born Leader, so remember that as well. The next thing here is armor angling, and this is good for minus 5% on damage. So if you have a medium tank down the road and your commander has armor angling for minus 5% on the commander side, the tank can get advanced armor for another 5% on the tank side, which is a minus 10%. And that's no joking matter. That makes you at least 1 shot harder to kill. So if your tank would get killed in 3 shots, it'd take 4. If it's 5, it takes 6. Things like that. So just very helpful stuff. Then after I get these, to me are the most basic 5 that I use. When I get to perk 6, you can do whatever floats your boat or interests you the most for your tank. Now, this guy I was building, I wanted to have camouflage and to distribute potentially to a sniper, but it also works for medium and heavy tanks. It just all depends. It's really, now this is not really a light tank configuration. No light tanks need camouflage. Well, I mean, none of them, but it's so far down the list. Now, unless you're, kind of a sneaky light tank, that's another story. So there's all kinds of general rules and then exceptions to those general rules. So I'm speaking to general rules at this point. I'm not speaking for specifics. This guy I'm building primarily for a sniper. So that means for a sniper, you come down to 2 things that are really good. Iron Mace will cause your shots to do more damage downrange than they would regularly do. The other one is binoculars increase your vision. Now, binoculars are tremendous and certain times in the game. As the game comes to the end game stage, when there's like 5 or less tanks left on each side, vision and speed become way more valuable than they previously were. So this is the thing you have to recognize. Do you personally survive to the end a lot? My answer to that is yes. Snipers should have a yes answer in general. So if you're a guy that's routinely surviving till the end of games, that vision is big because it allows you to see the guy as soon as possible. So there is no correct answer that's universally correct and only correct. There's several good answers. You could even say, well, this green thumb would be real nice because, you're a camouflage guy, sniper, or what have you. This would be a very useful one on this commander that I'm building for a sniper. This muffled shot would be useful. However, what I say, camouflage expertise is the base, the foundation for camouflage. I put level 2 would be green thumb is the second one, and then muffled shot would be the last of the 3 that I would put on. That's my personal deal. You're of course free to do as you wish. If you figure out some way where it's better for that, well then do it. There are situational times when you're going to put different things on there. But for this guy, it's clearly binoculars because I'm building a commander. Obviously a commander, but I'm building a sniper commander because when you're at the end of games, you need the vision. Now let's look. The vision on this tank used to be 4. I'm sorry. Let me correct that. The vision on this tank, this is not a 38H. So I don't remember what the vision for the tank this guy was in was. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. We're going to find out the 38H version. Okay, so here we go. Now this will have an increase, but we're going to take this guy and we're going to temporarily put him back into the 38H. And this was an accident. This was not on purpose, okay? So that's hilarious. And I don't know why. It's this crazy looking thing here. But let's go to our German tanks. Panzer 38H. Man, on my laptop, I'm telling you, these letters are tiny. So now I know the 38H with the commander that it was in there, the fireman, was 402 vision. Now, the vision of this binoculars is going to add itself to the 38H. And Jackpato 432. So that was a 30-meter improvement, which is pretty awesome. So this now has 432 meters of vision. If I had, and this guy could run a terrific job. There are a lot of tanks that have sniper capabilities as part of the way you play them. 38H is one of them. The Thresher is another one. So there are useful advantages to having this kind of configuration. I could run this 7 perk commander in the 38H, and it's just a beast because it has the highest vision in its class, which is just absolutely killer. Now, what I'm going to do though is this is going to go back to. I guess I'll stick this guy back in the hammer, which is where I was storing him. So where's my hammer? I'm looking. There we go. I'm blind. Oh, actually, you know what? Holland Hund would even be better. Where the heck is this? Okay. Holland Hund is a better place to store this guy because this guy is a 3-star commander bonus with the quick learner. So he would also be, he would get the Holland Hund is the same. Watch this. The Holland Hund is a special tank. This is one of the more special tanks. This is also a 50% commander bonus tank. In every way, it's the same as the 38H, except that this is a tier 8 light tank. 50% commander bonus, yada, yada, yada. Except it's a tier 8 light tank, a vicious tank, really good. The only reason I don't run this as my main long-haul commander builder is because as a tier 8 tank, the matches take longer. You're going to top out at 6 to 8 matches per hour. And you're going to have to play lots of tier 10 matches in a tier 8 tank. Not exactly something I want to be facing on a continuous basis. If I get a tier 8, if I'm in this tank and I get a tier 10 match, okay, every once in a while it's fine. I might play it once a day or 2 or 3 times a week. It doesn't matter. That's okay. But I don't want to sit there and run 20 matches and then have a third of those matches for sure being tier 10. It just gets old real quick. It's just boring. It's slow and boring. Why would I do slow and boring in the finishing of the matches when I could run 38H, which is much faster and much more exciting? You're going to build a lot more points. However, the 38H has no silver bonus. You're not going to do well there. The Holland Hund, I believe, has a 50% silver bonus, which is killer. Well, actually, the Holland Hund should be back here, right? Since it's a light tank. Let's go take a look at this. I hit the Y button, come down here. Okay, it's a 40%. Well, that's still very good. Got a 50% commander, 20% tank bonus for operations, 40% silver. That's good enough. All right. So you could do this. If that floats your boat, man, hey, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to give you options that work. This is a working option. And if I feel like doing this, I do it. But I normally don't do it. I'll just go, let me go back to 38H and it's all good. So here, let me go find this German fireman. There he is. Him and his whopping 3 perks. Panzer 38H. There we go. So, we're back here. Bingo. Now there's another one, another lady that I did the commander skills for. And I picked her up a couple of days ago from the recruitment section of the commanders that you see here. Where in that? Well, you know what? Forget this. I'm just going to go. She's American. There she is right there. It's Ashley. I took her and put her in my equalizer because I had done training of her commander skills and then moved her to the equalizer and was waiting to put her skill addition, which we're going to do right now, in a video, which is what I'm doing right now. So, again, the basic three to me: reload, aim, quick learner. Oh, I'm sorry. Quick learner, followed by born leader. And once again, the reload and the aim are enhanced by born leader. Also, the vision is enhanced by born leader. Same thing for the fan in your tanks, and same thing for the rations in your tanks. So the fourth skill in this situation that this character was created, I added the quick learner and then quickly unlocked the fifth skill. Now, if you remember correctly, my fifth of the top 5 skills that I always use, armor angling. This is defensive. And I'll tell you why I use it. I use all of these because these work all the time. Now, Iron Mace, for example, makes your shots do better every time you shoot, but it only works while you're shooting. When I put camouflage on a tank, camouflage expertise works 100% of the time in the match. Versus Green Thumb only works when you're in bushes or down trees, foliage. So Green Thumb does not work 100% of the time. If you're out roaming around, it's not working. If you're out roaming around with camouflage expertise, that is working. And that's the difference. So I use things in the beginning. I need the things that work all the time. Vision, the binoculars work all the time. Now, the weakness, more or less, of binoculars for certain classes, artillery is one, tank destroyer is another one. In the beginning, you're not running around too much and you're not too close to the front line, so your ability to see further doesn't do anything in an artillery. Artillery is the classic example. You can have binoculars in artillery, that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not going to be used unless you're one of the last guys, 3 or 4 guys at the match, and then all of a sudden, I'm out here by myself. Gee, I sure hope I can see far. That's when binoculars come in. So binoculars for artillery is what I would call a luxury item. The ones you see here, these are necessities, and that's the difference. We want to go with all the necessities for our tank, whatever the tank is, and however you describe necessities, and then save the luxury items like the binoculars, like the Green Thumb camouflage. Camouflage enhancement, really, is what it is. It's not camouflage, it's enhancement of camouflage. You want to save those luxury items for the last ones, because you want to have all the other most important and most useful things first. So that's what I did there, was to hook her up. So now we'll go and find her over here, my American artillery. Except, you idiot, I've got this set on German. That ain't gonna work. That's gonna work. All right, now let's do this. I was gonna be scrolling left for a long time because there was nothing but Germans there. Okay, the equalizer. So here is my equalizer, and there is my killer commander. Now, for an artillery guy, equalizer is really an awesome tank. Let me show this to you. If you are, you could see, that's my artillery mastery badge right there in the front next to the gun. Equalizer, I picked this one up on sale for about 5,000 gold. Worth every penny. A terrific tier 8 with a 50% silver bonus. So if you are, a big time hardcore artillery guy, I highly recommend the Equalizer. It's outstanding. So it kind of speaks for itself. I also wanted to address a little bit of the War Heroes Legends commanders. Each week you get 5 commanders. This one is the Lafayette Pool. He's the toughie for week number 2. This guy is the hardest one to get, just like the first week of the D-Day. The hardest one to get for most people was the Patton, the 3-star. This is 3-star Pool. Now, what I'm going to do is I will at some point use him to advance commanders because it's a 3-star with a 30% bonus earn. So that's the deal there. We also had, this one is Kolobanov, of the Kolobanov medal, which is a butt-kicking medal. Win when you're 1 against 5 or more. Very difficult to do. So you get a medal, and it's a good medal. I got a handful of those medals. It's one of those things where you really don't want to have to try and earn it because that means you're losing badly. But if you get it, it's like, dude, I'm awesome. I got Kolobanov's medal. So this is the first week, the General Patton 3-star butt kicker. This is this week's. This is, what is his name? Alexander. Beats the heck out of me. Oh, Stark. That's it. The Stark medal. The one when artilleries get it for running around and shotgunning people, essentially. So, yeah, that's the end of that. Now let me see here. Now, clearly I have a bunch of these guys that need skills. What I did also is I had, guys like this dude here. This is the regular Jack Richardson. In fact, this is hilarious. He's got a helmet on. This is the regular Jack Richardson that you got. I got this one from the cards, and he's exactly the same as this one. So I was like, well, when you have 3-dimensional commanders, you had 2 of the same ones. This one became the twin brother. This is Jack Richardson. This is Jimmy Richardson. He's got no helmet. I paid $250 gold to add the helmet to him. It looks pretty cool. I was going to add the helmet to this dude Rodney. It just doesn't look that great on him, though. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to make this guy look like a dork. I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I would have preferred if you had other options so I could helmet one guy, put a vest, an ammo vest maybe on another guy like this dude. Something different on him would have been more exciting, not just a helmet. So I thought that helmet, wasn't too thrilled. I didn't like the way it looked on him with his uniform. I just thought it would look better. He looks more awesome to me like this. Same thing with the ladies. I can add a helmet to them, but it just doesn't look as good. It's like you're covering up the beauty. We don't want to do that. So I'm like, no helmet. Same thing here. And the only option you get is helmet. That's terrible. We need something else, I mean, this just really doesn't look that great. Sorry. I mean, it might be accurate, whatever, but anyway, continue working on your games. You're going to get the tokens. You'll get the commanders you're looking for. No big deal. I just wanted to show that to you just to give you some idea. Now, on the Patton, let me show you what I did here. Patton is the big dog, and so I big dogged him and swapped skills with an 8-slot commander to build up later. And I need the big dog with 8-slot. And he's in my Easy 8 Sherman with the 1944 special skin that we got this season, which looks really awesome. Okay. So, in fact, that would be over here, right? Yes. This is it right here. Oops, sorry. This is my Patton tank. Well, the tank that Patton is in. I don't want to put him in the Patton because I'm not using those Patton tanks. I don't need to play a lot of Tier 8 matches. And if I'm playing a Tier 8, I'm not going to play some junk Patton. I'm going to play something cool, like a Holland Hund or a Vanguard. You know, something that's fun. An Equalizer. Something that's fun to me. Sorry, let's put it that way. So play what's fun to you. What doesn't matter what it is. If you like it, awesome. It's pretty funny. Oh, I know a thing I was going to show you was this. Whoops. That's okay. I was going to show you. It's not going to show it right because I did all this stupid swapping of crud. Well, actually, I guess it's okay. I did make a picture, though. This should show the last 10 matches I played. 1, 2, 3. Nope, it doesn't. Well, guess what? That doesn't matter. I made a picture. I'm smarter than I look. So here we go. Now here, what you'll see is that there's 9 38-8 matches that I played last evening in a row to work on completing the 6 slots commander that I traded off and replaced on the fireman with the 3 slots. And those games, I was 8-1 in those 9 games. The game I lost, my team didn't get back to defend the base in time. As a 38H, I'm too slow. I was headed back there, and I was actually the closest one getting back because they didn't go back. What are you going to do? The weakness of the 38H is that it's slow and you can lose to base captures. We were winning the match, and it was a match I would have won, guaranteed, if we could have gotten the base capture stopped, but we did not make it back. So that is the main weakness of the 38H, and it cost me 1 game out of 9. Not, so 8-1 isn't terrible, obviously. Okay, the one you see at the very top is hilarious. This was a Teethbreaker Warhammer tank. I was working on camouflages and stuff, and I do this every once in a while, hit the A button, and I'm like hitting B to get back out. I'm like, oh, crud, it won't let me out, you jerk. So I got sucked into that one. Played it. It was actually worked out. It was a good match. It worked out to be a good match. So I might as well just show it to you. It was okay. Solid game. Nothing spectacular. Got a long haul out of it, though. So this was an unexpected Tier 9, Tier 10 match, actually, with when I was playing the Teethbreaker. If you should have seen this at some point, but again, if you haven't, I mean, this is a Tier 9 Teethbreaker right here. This dude right here. So this is kind of a freeform video. We're talking about different things of commander stuff, but some things that don't fit anywhere else. We'll just cover it here since this came in the back door with the information on the 38H commander stuff. So this was the Teethbreaker that I used. And pretty good. This is a very good tank because this tank's maximum speed is 92. And it has a pretty decent gun. Very rapid fire. This is very similar. This is more or less like the World War II version of the Ignis with no rocket. And the thing that's cool, you see these pipes on the side, on the back. When you're in the match, flames are shooting out of that, and it just looks killer. Okay, it looks absolutely killer with those flames shooting out of those like muffler extensions on the end of the pipes. So it's pretty sweet. Yeah, so just something, a bonus. And this is the other one, the Reaper Scythe, another very underrated tank. It shoots this green cloud that is, kind of an acid shot. And that's why you see this little greenish drooling in the barrel. Very effective, shockingly good. I didn't think this was going to be that great. Turns out it was actually pretty darn good. It's a fun goof around tier 8, but it's effective. It's not a junk tank like, the TANK or the Turtle. They're less effective. But, it's all good. So pretty much we covered all of the extra stuff. So today I'm going to go back and I'll be doing more artillery commander building for long hauls, because I was raking it in. We had a bunch of great games yesterday, and I mean a bunch of them. But I still have other videos to make. But I wanted to get this one out because this was a pretty cool video, kind of interesting, a lot of variety. So let's double check one more time in Commander, see if there's anything else that jumps out. All right. So if there's anything else that jumps out as I'm looking through these. But as you'll see, there's a lot of 5 and 6s in my Commander skill stuff, because I'm working on this a little bit every week. I don't sit there and do it all for a day. I mean, it would get boring. But if you spread it around a little bit here, a little bit there, I have 117 commanders and 109 are in tanks. And most of the ones that are in tanks are 5 or 6 or more, unless I'm a commander building, or in some cases, I've swapped stuff from tanks I don't play much to ones I want to play. So that way, when those guys are like, hey, can we play something tier 7? I can go bammo. This AMX 1357 is ready to go. Okay. There's an Ignis for a Cold War Era 2. This is another good commander that I was building up and used in the Su-76. Another commander that I was building, and actually I got to go back. It's an oddball selection of commander skills. This guy's going to have to go back into the Holland Hund and 38H to, get that. Realistically, this one needs... Oh, no, I can swap this. I can use this in artillery, because this has these... See the skills here of this Nazi zombie? This is what I run. 1, 2, and 3. This is what I run in my artillery. And because you need reloading first, and then you need the help of reloading, which is the Born Leader. I don't need this so much. It's nice to have, though. So this is not really the 4th one I'd put on here, but I would just run it until I end up adding steady aim, and then I'd add armor angling. That's what I would add to this. And when I've done those two added, then I can swap it out back to this commander. I don't want to send regular tanks, mediums or heavies, or even lights into battle without the armor angling. It's that good, because you're weakened. You just don't have any armor at all. Well, any extra armor. And once you've had extra armor, it's like, yeah, I don't play without extra armor. I just don't. You're asking for trouble. As Brownie would say, you're asking for it. So that's the thing that, cruising through these will help. This is now this is another great lesson. This guy with 9 skills, he's in my Jagdpanzer E100 tier 10 German sniper tank. So this guy's max. You have a max tier 10 tank, you want to have a max commander, if at all possible. And that's why I shoved him in there. And this guy stays in there. Now I can use him in any other tank I want if I want to. Especially a sniper tank would be ideal. So, now Thresher's another one. This is also another commander builder, if you like to play this, which is fine, but it does lose money, just like the 38H. So to me, here's the difference. Thresher can build commanders like a 38H, but not as fast because there's no silver bonus, there's no commander bonus. You're going to lose money in the Thresher most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. But you can do long haul missions and commander missions simultaneously. So this one, like my Sexton Artillery, is a primary. Well, my Sexton is my primary. This is my secondary commander builder if I want to run long haul missions, because I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The 38H, which I really enjoy running those missions, but it only does commander missions because they've taken that away from tier 2s for long hauls. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm just cruising through here and mentioning things that come up that are relevant. So just in case I see something good. But it's pretty much basic stuff here. Nothing out of the ordinary. This is one of my prime Cold War light tanks. He has a dedicated 9-slot commander, and I have another one just like it that has a 9-slot dedicated commander. So, but what I did a couple of days ago is I took the boring 2-dimensional commanders, like some of these guys here, and just I took traded the slots out and got rid of them and replaced them with 3D commanders. They just look cooler because it just looks better. But I mean, I kept these guys because these have uniforms. I'm like, yeah, well, you can see the hats, which are great. You can see the American hat here on this. This is the other one. This is the twin brothers again. I have Carl and Stefan Feldman. I had 2 of them. I figured, well, why do I have the same guy twice? I don't. I have his twin brother. And if I get a third one of somebody, it's a triplet. See how it works? Pretty smart, huh? Well, thank you. Thank you very much. So this is pretty much gives you a good commander overview of what is going on. The other thing for lesser experienced or lesser players who have lesser volumes of commanders, objectively, the bare bones of what you need. Let's go back. Well, I just go back here. All right. Let's go back to the 38H. This is probably more useful as a lesson. Okay, if you only have 1 3-star commander, that's all you need. If you have extras like I do, those are luxuries. You don't need to have those, but it's nice to have them. You only really need 1 3-star commander, like this guy. It doesn't matter. And this 3-star commander that you have, or the first one you will get if you don't have any, needs to be in the tank you're going to use as your commander builder. For example, the other video I showed you how to get the 38H so you can do this, and it gives you a multiplying power. So that's why I'm showing you this. So all you need to build the commanders like the ones I have is this setup. You need a tank that has a commander bonus. The best one is the 38H because it has a 50% bonus. The matches are fast, and this tank is free. Any more questions? It speaks for itself. Okay. You need this. What you would do is you run this guy to get 4, 5, 6, whatever you want. If you want to go 7 or 8, fine. Get whatever you want from this guy, then swap the skills to another commander and start again. And like I said, preferably run this, maybe 10 times a day, ballpark, whatever number. Make up a number for yourself. You don't want to run this all day, every day, because it gets old. But as I'll run 5 or 6 of these today. No problem. If you're getting a good run, keep going, Find something that's fun and then do it more. So if you could run this and enjoy the games, because, man, you're going to make awesome commander bonus. If you get, I should show you this too. This will help you. Auxiliary. We roll over here to ×4 commander bonus. All right. I bought a bunch of these. In fact, that's another thing I was going to do. It says I have, what, 43? I think that's what it says. I have currently 43. Well, you know what? Let's make it 100. So I'm buying this $850 for 20 of these, and these help you a lot. Now, again, I'm doing this because I've had good luck with my long haul cards. I had a long haul card. Well, actually, it was a season card where I got a top secret card with 850 card and a card. 850 gold plus another card that was in that card, another secret, and it turned out to be another 850 card. So I had the gold. But the point behind this, every day you're going to play your tank. And I haven't played today. Let me show it to you what it looks like. You see this Panzer 38H. What I'm going to do is this. When I play this for the first time, I'm going to take this ×4 commander booster, put it on this tank, and you'll see it now on the right side in that vertical brown rectangle. You see that ×4 blue icon? That is the commander booster. So my next game I play, I'm going to get a bonus. Now, if you look at the Panzer 38H in the dead center on the bottom, in the red rectangle under the word battle, it shows you that red stripe plus 100% experience. That's a bonus you collect on your first win. So, on my first win, if it's the first game, second game, or third game, whatever it is, I hope it's the first game, obviously, because I don't want to waste using boosters on losing games. That's another thing. You want to play a tank like the 38H that for you is a percentage winner. For me, this is like a 70% winning tank. So the odds are 7 out of 10 I'm going to win this first match. And I'm going to collect that red stripe bonus from the 38H. And it's going to apply also to the bonus from the ×4 commander booster. And the smartest guy says, I buy whatever I have. I'm only going to play these boosters on tanks where I have the red stripe. As soon as you get a win and the red stripe is gone, you don't want to keep using it because you're going to be throwing points away, but you might be in a desperate situation and therefore you would keep using it. It's up to you. But the smart move is to do that today, come back tomorrow and do the same thing. You know, take it off for the regular matches that you play because you're still going to get 100% bonus. And then tomorrow you'd come back, pop another ×4 booster on there like mine. You'd have a red stripe again tomorrow. Bammo, do it again. Rinse and repeat is what I say. So now, and I can do this on any tank that has a commander booster, like the Holland Hund, like the T-34-88 Russian medium, like the French light tank AMX Chaffee, like the Legion Patton, the black Patton tank that was a contract about 3 weeks ago. I did that one. I haven't played it yet, but it's another commander bonus tank. So there's if you have the King Dragon, that red one with the gold dragon head on the barrel, that's another commander bonus tank. There's the Eradicator right here. This Eradicator. I do the same thing. I come over here, I hit this dude with the 4 times, because remember, I have that red stripe right there. And the first win, I'm going to collect it and then take it off. So this is the thing. If you use these ×4 boosters judiciously and don't use them and use them and use them and use them and use them, you're going to get a lot more points spread out over time. But there's no rush. You're going to get them eventually. You want to when you use it. Now you're going to have games where you play it and you don't score. It might take three times to get the first win. Who knows? I've had it take 5. It's rare, but it happens. So the thing is, you want to be careful. You don't want to squander these things because they're quite useful and very helpful. Yesterday in a 38H match, I used it. I had an above average game and got 20,000 commander points in one game. It wasn't a great game. I had like 3 kills, 600 or 700 damage. It was a hair above average, really. It wasn't anything spectacular. Then I had another game where I had like 6 or 7 kills. Oh, dude, that was 35,000. So you have a good game in 38H with the red stripe and the ×4 commander bonus. You can get over 30 grand in one match in commander points. That's what the boosters are for. And man, they boosted me like you would not believe. So this is what I wanted to tell you, give you some more information, not to overload you in one giant video, broke it up to have, 2 videos. So it's been long enough. I don't even know how long it's been because I just go and roll, and we were rolling, so I was rolling, and we're good. So there's a message from Brownie, so time to get the heck out of here. So here's the thing. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned. Got questions, ask questions because I'll answer questions for you, especially if you don't have experience. Don't try to be too fancy. One of my dad's biggest lessons, don't be fancy. Do the best you can, okay? And if you know someone who can help you, ask them to help you. Won't take me very long. I help guys all the time. So don't be fancy. Don't try to be a big shot. Don't try to show off skills that you don't have. Ask someone to help you get those skills and then show off. That's the trick. So if you're not sure about something, ask someone. I've had and I'm saying I've had people ask me questions all the time, and I ask them questions back and forth because what we do in our parties when we talk and have this clubhouse, something came up, and instead of going and researching something that, whatever, we'll just, who's ever is in there, because Fish asked me the other day, hey, Duke, XYZ. I gave him my answer. He's like, okay, that's what I thought. I just, he wanted to ask someone who also had a lot of information. And we do this. It's like, I don't remember for sure, guys are talking about stuff. And Fish is a really, kind of a walking encyclopedia of this game. He knows so much. But no one can remember everything. And so we don't even try. We're like, hey, we're in a party with guys. Does anybody know XYZ? Someone goes, yeah, okay, here it is, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And it's, it's just, we get a lot of help. There's not a competition. We're not trying to say, hey, look at me, I'm way smarter than him. Or this other guy's, no, I'm smarter than you. We don't care. It's like, if I know something to help somebody, everybody wins. Because you're all going to be in matches together. And the stronger that we can make any player in our group, when you're in the match with this guy, and I've been in matches with all of them, that makes them better. That makes your team automatically better. I always say to people, hey, when I'm in a team, I like to be the worst player on my team. Think about it for a second. The better you are, if you're the quote-unquote worst player on your team, man, your team must be good. And it is. So that's the thing. So, like I said, don't be fancy. Ask questions, we'll answer your questions. So, please like the video. It'll help spread the word to other people who need this information. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It'll help, I'm telling you. Tell your friends so they have a chance to like and or subscribe as well. So that's the end of this video. I got more stuff, man. I got some good ones coming up later, either today or tomorrow and this week. I mean, if you stayed around, I'm going to give you the helpful, what they call the teaser, is that I have a crucial contribution video that is not to be missed. It's unbelievable. I haven't made it yet, but the game was awesome. Don't you love that animation where he shoots that gun? That's another thing that's awesome. I love this Jolly Roger. This guy's worth every bit of $3,300. I suggest you buy one. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks again for watching.